Kia ora everyone, welcome back to another self-care Sunday practice. I've actually really been enjoying these. They are such a great reminder for me to do my own self-care. Alright, so today I'm going to talk about why stretching is a great addition to your self-care routine. Now, I'm not a trained physio or yoga teacher, so I'm not going to take you through a class or anything like that, but I am going to share some of my tips on how to use this in your own self-care routine. But first, I just want to acknowledge that when I talk about yoga, I'm talking about the cherry-picked version of yoga that we're exposed to in the Western world, which is an out of context and incomplete representation of traditional yoga practices. So as you're listening to me talk about the way I use yoga for self-care, please bear in mind that what I'm referring to is actually probably better described as stretching, whereas yoga is a holistic practice that involves a lot more than just the physical postures. Okay, so one of my favorite ways to use stretches in my self-care routine is as a sleep aid just before bed. So I will actually do like a bedtime yoga sequence most evenings, just to wring out the stresses of the day and calm my mind down for rest. I have had a lot of trouble in the past falling asleep due to stress. So I've found that hands down one of the best things I can do to cue my brain and body that it's time to rest is to do a few gentle stretches before I jump in bed. Otherwise I find the cogs keep turning, the little grey cells keep working, and I just can't fall asleep. So tonight, before you jump in bed, just try doing a few gentle stretches and notice if this makes a difference for you. Notice if you find it easier to fall asleep, or if you just feel more relaxed. Just notice how it feels for you. Another way I like to use stretches in my self-care routine is to help manage workplace postural issues. So for me, I spend a lot of time sitting at a computer, which means I get postural discomfort like neck and back pain. I also get shoulder hunching, and I've also had carpal tunnel syndrome in my mouse hand. So what I've found is that if I do stretches targeting these areas that I know get affected by my sedentary lifestyle, then I can really help to reduce the discomfort. I know the ideal would be to not spend so much time sat down or at a computer, but that's not always an option. So this is how I use stretching as self-care to support myself to do the things I need to do. I'll put a link actually to some stretching videos I use, so you can check those out and maybe start to explore what sort of stretches sit right with your body. Alright, so I hope that's given you some ideas for your own self-care toolbox, and actually just remember everyone's bodies and self-care needs are going to be different, so take some time to figure out what works for you. And till next time, happy stretching!